We live in a pretty small apartment, and one of the main comments that I always hear when I talk to about people about preparing their food storage and water storage is they say they don't have enough room. My ideal situation would be to have a big giant water barrel in my basement of my home, full of clean drinkable water. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury available to me right now since I live in such a small apartment. But I did want to show you what we ended up doing is I went and found some milk crates. I actually got these from a convenience store. Don't just go steal them. You actually have to ask the convenience store if you can get them. They may sell you them, they may give them to you, I don't know. But just don't steal them because it is stealing. Or you can go to the actual manufacturer and buy them, I'm sure, but I got mine from a convenience store. You can find places to buy them, I'm sure. But what I did is I just went and I got a milk crate, and I went and bought actual water that was stored this way. I know there's a lot of people out there that say go out and you can purify your own water. You can put them in milk jugs and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend it. One of the reasons why is I was actually cleaning out one of our milk jugs for the purpose of storing it and putting chlorination drops in it and water purification stuff. And what happened is I had actually left the lid closed tight on it after I'd cleaned it out, and I came back to it a little bit later. I say a little bit, it was actually about a week, and I opened it up and it was supposed to be a clean jug, but it was just smelly, rancid. It was just, you could tell it smelled like something had died in it. And pretty much what it was, I found out later, is that it was just bacteria growing. And fortunately, I was able to find that out really soon rather than a lot later. So ideally, your best bet is to go and buy distilled water or just purified bottled water, and make sure that the jug that you get it in was just for the drinking water. I read in a booklet called Are You Ready? Actually, FEMA gives that book out for free. If you call up their 1-800 number, they'll actually give it to you for free. And they said don't use old milk jugs because the plastic that they use, you're never able to get it fully clean, and there's still little tiny particles of bacteria. And I actually experienced that. So I know that that's true. If you do want to store water, which it's a necessity of life. Anyone who's gone without water can tell you how horrible of a situation it is. To go out and actually do that, to just, this was what, 86 cents a gallon. Yes, that's expensive for water, but at the time that you need it, it's going to be it's going to be priceless, is what it is. There's also other ways. There's other containers, like I said, that are a harder plastic and that won't let bacteria grow. I know the Gatorade bottles are one of them because they're nice and thick. I've seen people use vitamin waters. If you look at Yankee Prepper's channel, his water bottles that he uses actually freeze and unthaw, and he has no problems with them. So these would probably freeze and burst, so with them being inside, I don't see a problem having them like this. But if I had to store them outside like a cache, I would go and get a harder material. So just a lesson learned, do not use old milk jugs to store your water. There will be bacteria still growing in them. I think if you purify them and you do want to use them because you do have limited space and you can't get a big jug like I can right now, then you could fill up you know, have 2 or 3 crates full of good drinkable water. And what I like about these as well, sorry, I'm just gonna a quick tangent, is they're pretty protected. You know, if this shelf was to fall, that shelf would go across and it would be pretty protected. If these did bust or something and break open, then the bottom one would be still pretty protected, because these are good solid cases. But what I was gonna say about storing up and using actual old milk cartons is that if you were to do that, just keep them separate and make sure, say, hey, these are not drinking water. It's more water for bathing, or, you know, just general cleaning of different things that you need, instead of actually needing something that's clean and drinkable and something that you could cook with. So that's what I do. We have a really small apartment, and right now my prepping really consists of this closet, which, like I said, I know isn't a lot, but it's a start, and it's something that we're excited about. We've got our 3 months of food right here in this section. I showed you that video before, or if you haven't seen it, just look up my 3 months storage of food. This is all just clothes and a tent, and I'll show that part later. But like I said, there's our food, there's our water, and it's a start. It's not anything that I want it to be yet, but I feel a lot more secure knowing that if our water was to go bad, if we had a broken water line or something, we could at least cook some meals and have some fresh water. Eventually, I'll want to get these full of food, and then I'll really have a good supply. But I mean, 3 months for 2 people right there, and some drinking water to get us started. It's awesome.